So next topic is Newton's first law of motion. So Newton's first law of motion states that if a body is at rest, it will continue to be at rest, and if a body is in motion along a straight line, it will continue its motion, uniform motion along the same straight line until and unless an external force is applied on it. Alright. So this is the statement of the Newton's first law. I have already written it on the board. So you must note down the statement of the first law in your copy and you must learn it. The statement of the first law. So from the statement of the first law, we get two concepts. We get first the concept of inertia, and another one we get, that is the definition of force from the first law. So the question arises that what is inertia? Alright, so from the first law, what we are seeing, that if a body is at rest, what the body will do? It will try to be at rest until and unless you are forcing it to move. Alright, so you see, and what is the next statement in the first law? That if the body is in uniform motion, alright, it is moving with some constant speed along a straight line, then what the body will do, until and unless you are not applying the force, the body will move with the same speed in the same direction. So you see, there is an inherent property of a body due to which or by virtue of which it resists any change in its state of rest or state of uniform motion. Alright, as it resists, that's why if you want to change the state of rest or state of uniform motion, you need to apply force. Alright, if the body was readily doing the change, then you need not to apply any force. Got it? So, what is inertia? I have not written the definition here. I am verbally saying. You please listen and write down the definition in the notebook. Alright, what is inertia? The inherent property of a body by virtue of which the body the body resists or the body opposes any change in its state of rest or in the state of uniform motion. I repeat, the inherent property of the body by virtue of which the body opposes any change in its state of rest or state of uniform motion is called inertia. Alright, so you see there are two kinds of inertia. Inertia of rest and inertia of motion. So how to write the definition of inertia of rest? If you apply your common sense, you know that you need to apply common sense everywhere in science. So if you apply your common sense, from the definition of inertia only you can separate inertia of rest and inertia of motion. So what is the definition of inertia of rest? The inherent property of a body by virtue of which it opposes any change in its state of rest is known as inertia of rest. I am repeating, the inherent property of the body by virtue of which the body opposes any change in its state of rest is called inertia of rest. Then what is inertia of motion? Alright, the inherent property of a body by virtue of which the body opposes any change in its state of uniform motion. Instead of writing motion, if you write uniform motion, you don't have to write along the same straight line and all these things. Okay, only uniform motion. Uniform motion means that only. Alright, so what is the definition of inertia of motion? The inherent property of a body by virtue of which it opposes any change in its state of uniform motion is called inertia of motion. So you see, if you just go through the statement of the first law, the statement of the Newton's first law of motion, you can get the concept of inertia, the definition of inertia of motion as well as inertia of rest from this discussion, from Newton's first law of motion. Alright, and what is the second concept we get from the Newton's first law of motion? From Newton's first law of motion, we get the definition of force. So, what is the definition of force? The external cause, which I am not writing full, I am just writing one word and then you will continue. You just listen to my words and write it down, complete it. The external cause which changes or tends to change. I repeat, the external cause which changes or tends to change the state of rest or state of uniform motion of a body is called force. Alright, so you see the concept of inertia and definition of force we are getting from the first law of motion. That's why the first law of motion, it has another name. It is also known as law of inertia. Is that clear? So if it comes in the exam, state law of inertia. Alright, then kindly write down the statement of Newton's first law of motion. Alright, state the law of inertia. Law of inertia, which law is called as the law of inertia? The first law. Why it is called first law of motion, Newton's first law of motion as the law of inertia? Because from the first law, we get the concept of inertia. That's why if it comes state law of inertia, you must write down the statement of the first law of motion. You should not write the definition of inertia. I repeat, you should not write the definition of inertia. If it comes state law of inertia, then you must write the statement of the first law of motion. Clear? Now, I am discussing the examples of inertia of rest one by one. Okay. Now, when I will discuss the examples, you just listen to my lecture, try to understand. But the writing part, there is no need to write the examples in the study material notebook. Okay. You can learn it from the book itself. Clear? So, one by one, I am just explaining the examples of inertia of rest. You follow how I am explaining it. What are the key words you are supposed to write while writing the examples of. And one more thing, as I said that don't write on the study material notebook, don't take it very lightly. Alright, these are also very important. At least after 2 years or 3 years, one of the example come in the exam. So that's why please learn all the examples. Okay, so I am coming back to the topic. So first example of inertia of rest. We are having this experience. Suppose you are sitting on a train. Alright. Now, what is your experience? If the train suddenly starts moving, clear? Then what happens with you? You feel that you will see that you will move in the backward direction when the train suddenly starts moving in the forward direction. Alright. So, why it is happening? Clear? What is the physics behind it? Try to understand it. When you are sitting on the train, then your lower part is in direct contact with the train. Clear? Now, when the train is at rest, your entire body is at rest. Clear? Now, so you see point wise I am saying. So those who are capable of writing it point wise, you please follow the lecture. So what is the first point I said? When you are sitting, or the passenger is sitting on the train, the entire body of the passenger is at rest. Okay, first point. Then next, when the train starts moving, then the lower part of the passenger, as it is in direct contact with the train, it will start moving. Okay, at once. But, so third point. But what will happen to the upper part? Upper part, due to inertia of rest, will try to maintain its state of rest. Alright? As a result, the passenger will move in the backward direction. Clear to everyone? So, what the examiner wants, that due to inertia of rest, this term should be there in your answer. And point wise, you must write the answer as I said. Clear? So, this is the first example of inertia of rest. Then, I am coming to the second example of inertia of rest. It is also our experience. You will see that when carpet becomes very dirty, mom generally, what your mom does, that will take a stick and beat the carpet, means very fast. She will beat the carpet. Then you will see that when the carpet is beaten by the stick, very fast, the dust particle, it falls on the floor. Alright, so why it is happening, just try to understand it. Suppose this is the carpet. So when the stick is striking, you are beating it very first. Then when by the stick you are beating this part, the carpet is in direct contact with the stick. So what the stick will do, it will destroy the inertia of rest of the carpet and the carpet will move. Got it? But what will happen to the dust particles within it? The dust particle is not in direct contact with the stick. So what will happen? The stick won't be able to destroy the inertia of rest of the dust particle. Or in other way I can say, due to inertia of rest, the dust particle will maintain its own position. So what is happening? It is the carpet. Here are the dust particle. Carpet has moved, but the dust particle, they don't have now support anymore because they are trying to be in their own position. So what will happen? Due to the gravitational pull of earth, the dust particles will fall down. Clear? Then the third example. You have seen that on shaking now this is the mango season and now school is closed, but you know in our school we are having 2 mango trees, and what you do when Sister Alzira and no teacher are there observing you, then what you do? You go and nicely shake the branches of mangoes and mangoes fall down. Why? Physics is behind it. Alright. So what is happening when you are shaking the branch? So here is the branch and here is the mango. Okay. So you are shaking the branch. So what is happening? You are applying the force directly on the branch. So due to that, branch will be in motion. Branch will move. But what about the mango? You are not applying the force on the mango. Okay. So mango will try to be at rest. So you see, mango is trying to be at rest and the branch has gone here. So what will happen? The mango will be detached from the branch and it will fall on the ground under the action of gravity. Is that clear? Then you are having this one also while playing carom board. Okay, you have seen, suppose there is a pile of carom coins like this on a carom board. Now what you are doing, this is our common experience. Suppose this is the striker. So by the striker, you are hitting the lowermost coin very weakly, very feebly you are hitting the coin. Then what you will observe? That all the coins, they will fall. Isn't it? But if you do this, that by the striker, you hit it very first, the lowermost coin. Then what you will observe? The lowermost coin only will move and the pile, it will just be fall and rest on the ground like this. Clear? So why it is happening? Understand it? So I am just discussing the first one. What you are doing, you are unable to hit the lowermost coin very first. So what is happening? When you are striking the lowermost coin with a force which is interacting with it for a longer period of time, then what will happen? It will be able to destroy the inertia of rest of all the coins, so all will fall. Okay? But here in the second case, what you are doing? You are striking the lowermost coin by the striker very first. So as it is very first, interaction is less. Okay, interaction time is less. So what will happen? It will destroy the inertia of rest only of the bottom coin. So this coin will come in motion, but what will happen due to inertia of rest? The other coins, they will try to be in its own position. Alright, so as a result, what will happen? The lowermost coin, it will just move out and rest of the pile, it will come down and settle on the board of the carom board. Alright, then another example. This is also a very common example. Suppose you have taken a glass and on the glass you have kept one cardboard and on the cardboard you have kept one coin. Alright. Now, by your finger, you just flip the cardboard very first. This is the way you flip. No, you flip the cardboard, means apply the force here very fast. Then what will happen? The cardboard will fly away and the coin will fall on the glass. Okay, why it is so? So, your answer should be like this. When the force is applied on the cardboard very first, as the time of interaction, listen to the point I am saying. Time of interaction is very small. So, the cardboard will come into motion. But due to inertia of rest, the coin will try to be at its own position. But as the cardboard has gone away, so no support, so the coin will fall on the glass. But if you do this, that you are unable to flip it very fast. Alright, you are doing like this. Then what will happen? it will destroy the inertia of rest of the cardboard as well as the coin. So both the cardboard and coin will move. So what will happen? That the coin will not fall on the glass. Along with the cardboard, the coin will move. It is very simple to understand. When I discuss anything in the class very fast, then what happened? Alright, the children who are sitting on the first benches, alright, and the children, those who are having long antennas, they can catch the signals sent by me, isn't it? But those who are sitting at the back, those who are not interested in studies, what happens? They cannot catch the signal. Why they cannot catch the signal? Because my time of interaction with you is small. Yes or not? It happens in the real class. But when I take half an hour to discuss a very small topic, then what happens? First, I discuss the topic. Then I find out that some are not at all interested. They are not paying attention. Then I give nice scolding. Alright. And then again I discuss. Then what happens? At least 90% understand it. Isn't it? So when time of interaction increases, then I can reach to maximum number of my students. Yes or not? So the same thing is happening here also. When the time of interaction is less, then what will happen? You will be able to destroy the inertia of rest of the body on which you are directly applying the force. Is that clear? All the examples of inertia of rest. Alright. Then the last one, that it is our common experience. Suppose there is a train, corridor train. Means there is a sliding door on the train. Then you will see that when the train suddenly starts moving, the sliding door may get opened. Alright, why it is happening? When the train is at rest, then the frame as well as the door both are at rest with the train. Is that clear? Now you see the frame is in direct contact with the train. So when the train will suddenly starts moving, the frame will suddenly starts moving. Frame will start moving along with the train, but the door, due to inertia of rest, will try to maintain its own position. So what is happening? The frame is moving along with the train, but the door is trying to be in its own state. So as a result, the door will try to move in the backward direction, just like the passenger does in the this one in a moving train. Suddenly when a train starts moving, so what will happen? The door will try to move in the backward direction. As a result, the door may get opened. Alright, so I cannot remember how many examples I have discussed just now. So all the examples of inertia of rest you must learn meticulously from the book itself, and as it is nicely given, I have seen the book, and that's why I am saying that you can learn this. Don't have to write in the study material notebook, you can learn from the book. Alright, then next is coming the inertia of motion, examples of inertia of motion. Alright, so what are the what is inertia of motion? The inertia of motion is that the property due to which it opposes the change in the state of uniform motion. So what are the examples? I am discussing it one by one. Next is, suppose you are sitting in a moving train. Alright, the train is moving and you are sitting inside the train, and the train suddenly stops. Then what happens? You will see that you lean in the forward direction. Alright, so why it is happening? Understand it. When the passenger is within the train, then along with the train, entire body of the passenger is in the state of motion. Clear? Now, this is the first point. Then second, when the train suddenly stops, then what will happen? Lower part of the passenger, lower part of the body of the passenger along with the train will come into rest. Alright, but the upper part, due to inertia of motion, so this term is important, due to inertia of motion, the upper part due to inertia of motion will try to continue its state of motion. So as a result, the passenger will lean in the forward direction. Alright, first example. Then, second example, you have seen that when an athletic tries to take a long jump or high jump, it may be a long jump or it may be high jump. Alright, what they do, they run first through a certain distance, then they take the jump. Alright, why they do this? When they run for certain time, then they bring their entire body into motion. Alright, and when the entire body is in motion, then it becomes easier for them to take the long jump or high jump. Alright, due to inertia of motion. Then other examples of inertia of motion is, suppose you are riding a bicycle. Alright, now how you can ride the bicycle? You pedal it, isn't it? Now you stop paddling. Then you will see, after you stop the paddling, then also the cycle rolls down certain distance, then it comes into rest. Okay, why it is so? Because it is due to inertia of motion. When you are paddling the cycle is in motion. Alright. So when you are stopping the paddling, then due to inertia of motion, the cycle will move certain distance. Alright. Then why it will come into rest? Because the friction is acting between the tires of the bicycle and the road, and friction always opposes the motion. So due to friction, after some time, it will come into rest. Alright. Then the other examples, suppose you are sitting in a moving train. Alright, so when the train is moving with constant speed, alright, you throw a coin or any object, you just throw an object in the upward direction. Then you will see, if the train is moving with constant velocity, if the train is in uniform motion, the body you are throwing, it will come back to your hand only. Is that clear? But if you consider that the train is having an accelerated motion, then what you will observe, that when you will throw the body upward direction, just you consider not a body, ball. When you are throwing the ball in the upward direction, if the train is accelerated, you will see that the ball will fall behind you. Alright, and if the train is having a retarded motion, then the ball will not come back to your hand, it will fall in front of you. Why? The same thing is there. It will happen due to inertia of motion. Alright, so as you are within the train, so as your body is within the train, due to inertia of motion, what will happen? Along with the train you will move, but what will happen to the ball, as it is not in direct contact with the train, so if it is accelerated motion, you will move ahead of the ball, and if it is retarded motion, then you will be behind the ball. Is that clear? So all these things are happening due to inertia of motion. So these are all examples of inertia of motion. So in this lesson, what you have to learn by heart, that you have to learn the statement of the Newton's first law of motion. Then you have to learn the examples. You may get a why question on the example of inertia of rest and inertia of motion. Each and every example you must learn it from the book. And statement of the first law of motion. And what is the other name of the first law of motion? I said that is known as law of inertia. So if it comes state law of inertia, then you will write down the statement of the first law. But if it comes what is inertia, then what you must write? You must write that you must write the definition of inertia. Alright. Now the last topic I forgot, that what is the relation between mass and inertia. Always remember, mass is the measure of inertia. How we can measure inertia? Inertia is measured by the mass. More massive the body is, it is more difficult to create motion in it or to stop a moving body. I hope you have understood what I meant to say. Just you consider this example. Suppose you have taken a small ball, it is light, and you have taken a heavy ball. Alright. Now, and both the balls are at rest. Clear? Now, if you want to, they are in the state of rest. So, if you want to destroy the inertia of rest, then in both the cases, do you think that you need to apply the same force? No. Here, you need to apply the more force. Why? Because inertia is more. Massive the body is, more is the inertia. So that's why always we say mass is the measure of inertia. You must note it down by putting an asterisk, that mass is the measure of inertia, or inertia is measured by the mass of that particular body. Thank you, girls.